What's going on, people? BCHQ. Been away for a while, but trying to get back into the swing of things. Life Lessons, episode 18. This one is on what you put your money into, and the subject I've chosen is weed, marijuana, whatever you want to call it. Got some points to make on it, and just to get you to think about like how you could improve things if you cut it out. So, be more productive. You might have a passion, a hobby, an interest that you follow, or you kind of dip your toes in a bit and then you back out again for a while and come back to it at a later date. But my point is this: if you're spending your money on weed instead of investing in whatever your hobby is, if it's something that you would like to do as a career maybe, you're not going to get to that next level or that next step if you're wasting the majority of your wage on weed because you get a comfort from it. Now, let's not beat around the bush. People smoke it to have a good time, but it is a comfort drug, and it's a gateway. Some people think. Now, as far as a gateway drug, starting with that and going on to harder drugs, I think it depends on the person you are. I don't think it affects everyone the same. So it kind of is down to your willpower and how vulnerable and influenced you are by, maybe you've got friends that do harder stuff and influence you and you feel you can't say no. But it depends on what person you are, I think. I don't necessarily believe it is a gateway drug, but like anything in moderation. But obviously I've never took any drugs, but do you know what I mean? Like, I'd say in moderation, but I would not coke or anything like that, because that's just not what I believe in personally. That's not my morals and my beliefs. So everyone's different, but like anything of too much of anything is just, it's going to be detrimental to your well-being, your health, and your future. Another point I'd like to make is, if you've got kids, you could be spending your money investing in your kids, your future for your kids, and just being a better parent that way. Obviously, time and love is more than money, but if you're spending more money on weed than your kids, then you've got serious problems, and you need to have a serious look in the mirror at yourself and assess the situation, because you might think that it's not a bad thing if they're young because they don't understand it, but they soon grow up quick and they're going to start noticing you smoking it, if you're smoking it around them especially, and like, it's just not a good thing for them to witness and be around and see, because they're going to grow up thinking it's okay as well. And people say it's not an addictive drug. Personally, again, it depends on the person you are, but I've seen it affect people's lives bad, more than good. I don't know anyone personally that's been affected and have progressed and achieved more as a person since they've been on it. So for me, I don't think it's the worst drug out there, but it's definitely detrimental, I think. Then people just get comfortable with it and they don't want to give it up, so they come up with these things that they're like, it doesn't do any harm, it helps me with everything, my every day-to-day jobs and chores and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's a comfort, and when you get too many comforts in your life, you stop growing and you stop progressing. Now, some people are going to be happy with a quiet life and not want to achieve a massive amount of things or set huge goals, but for those of you that do, maybe want to be your own boss or like an entrepreneur or something like that, you've got to cut that shit out, because it's going to come back and bite you in the arse. It's going to happen at some point. You might not think it's going to affect you, but it will. There will become a time when things are going good for you and you're still on it, and it's going to come back and bite you in the arse, because it's just like no good can come from it. Like now and again at a party, like social situations or whatever, like okay, like I can understand that, but people that have it every day and are hooked on it, like, it's sad. I've witnessed it a lot, and it's sad. People can't get through their day without it. It's an addiction. It's like an alcoholic, and people don't see it as that because they think it's just a plant, which it is. But you've got to have willpower. Without willpower, with anything, you lose control, and you're not in charge of what you're doing. You may think you are, but you're making the wrong choices, and you're being controlled by that substance. So I'm just looking at my notes. As I said, think about who's around you when you're smoking it. Now, you might smoke around your friends or your family and feel alright about it, but when it comes to kids, as I said, if they're witnessing that, they're going to grow up thinking it's fine to do. They're going to be really young when they first try it. You're going to go mad when you find out, but you're only going to have yourself to blame because you were that influence. You were their hero. So they're going to go and do what they saw their dad or their mum doing. Now, I'd never forgive myself if my kid's done that. So it all depends of how deep you think into it, but it's not even deep thinking, it's just common sense and what you want for your future and the future of your kids. But I don't think enough people take that into consideration. They don't take it serious enough, and then shit happens, and then it's too late, and they're either in denial that they're at fault for it, or it's just a shit situation. So you should nip it in the bud where you can, cut it off at the head, like as you see it, and not let it snowball into a huge thing. How much money are you wasting on it as well? If you're working your arse off at a job you hate, you dread getting up in the morning and going in, you're depressed, you have no drive to do anything, and you're just doing it to get money to smoke, you're just putting yourself in hell. You're living in hell on earth because you've created that situation, and all you look forward to is the weekend or coming home from work and smoking, and then you've got to get up the next day and do it all again, and all you're thinking about when you're at work is getting home and having a smoke. If you're in that situation, you really need to take a look at yourself and think what you want for your future, because it's only going to get worse. Now, depending on what you want, like, I can't change it for you, but that is what needs to happen depending on your personal goals and targets. That's about it, guys. It might be a bit of a serious video, but it's something that I felt needed addressing. And these videos, as I said, I make them to try and help people, and it's not to judge or look down on people or think I'm better. I'm literally making these to help anyone that's struggling in situations like that. And if you can take anything away from the videos and come away feeling a better person or something that's helped you, then I've done my job. So till next time, people, stay safe, look after yourself, Happy New Year. Make this year a better one than last year for yourself. We don't want to fuck with the real ones.